In a recent statement, British Prime Minister Keir Starmer did not dismiss the possibility of prolonging the freeze on income tax thresholds when questioned on the topic on Wednesday. This comes at a time of heightened anticipation surrounding Finance Minister Rachel Reeves's upcoming budget announcement scheduled for November 26. Reeves faces the significant challenge of generating tens of billions of pounds in tax revenue to align with her self-imposed fiscal targets. A government insider mentioned on November 14 that there are currently no intentions to increase income tax rates. Nevertheless, one potential strategy could involve extending the freeze on the thresholds that determine when individuals pay basic and higher income tax rates. Such a measure could last for an additional 2 years, pushing the timeline to 2030 and potentially generating around £8 billion annually. When addressing the House of Commons regarding the future of income tax thresholds, Starmer commented, "The budget is just 1 week away, and we will be outlining our plans in due course." His remarks highlight the uncertainty surrounding the government's fiscal policies as they prepare for the budget. It's important to recall that Reeves previously indicated in her first budget announcement last October that extending the freeze would represent a significant deviation from the Labour Party's manifesto commitment not to raise taxes on working people. In 2022, she had asserted, from 2028 to 29, personal tax thresholds will be adjusted in accordance with inflation once again. By opting to prolong the freeze, the government risks pushing more individuals into higher tax brackets, especially as wage inflation impacts earnings. This move could place additional financial burdens on those already facing economic challenges. As the budget approaches, both the content and implications of Reeves's announcement will be closely scrutinized by the public and political commentators alike. As the budget date draws nearer, the atmosphere in Westminster is charged with speculation about how the government will navigate these fiscal hurdles. The potential decision to extend the income tax threshold freeze has stirred discussions among economists and political analysts, who are debating the broader implications of such a move. Extending the current freeze on income tax thresholds could lead to a range of economic consequences. For many workers, particularly those experiencing wage growth, this freeze could effectively result in a tax increase despite no alterations to the income tax rates themselves. As salaries rise, more individuals may find themselves pushed into higher tax brackets. This phenomenon, often referred to as fiscal drag, could negate the benefits of wage increases and create further strain for households already feeling the pinch from the rising cost of living. Moreover, the decision to extend the freeze raises questions about the government's commitment to its electoral promises. Starmer's leadership has emphasized a commitment to supporting working individuals and families, and an income tax strategy perceived as a tax increase, even if indirect, might spark backlash among constituents. In the lead-up to the budget announcement, public sentiment is likely to hinge on how these fiscal policies align with everyday realities. Labour's base, traditionally grounded in the working class, may feel particularly aggrieved if the government adopts measures seen as counterproductive to the welfare of average earners. Political opponents are expected to seize on any perceived discrepancies between the government's current actions and their stated commitments, potentially framing the decision in a negative light. Critics may argue that continuing to freeze tax thresholds contradicts the party's narrative of supporting economic fairness. Observers will closely monitor how Reeves and Starmer address these concerns during their budget presentation, particularly regarding their strategies to balance fiscal responsibilities with the need for equitable taxation. Looking ahead, the government's ability to manage public finances while addressing the needs of its constituents will be crucial. The upcoming budget will not only set the stage for immediate economic measures but could also shape the long-term economic landscape of the UK as it continues to recover from the numerous challenges posed by recent global events. The anticipated revenue from a prolonged tax freeze could provide much-needed funds for public services and social programs, particularly in health, education, and infrastructure, the key areas that have suffered due to funding cuts in previous years. However, how effectively the government communicates this strategy to the public will be vital for maintaining trust and support. As the nation awaits the budget reveal, the stakes are high. Starmer and Reeves must tread carefully, ensuring that their policies reflect both fiscal prudence and a commitment to fairness within the tax system. The coming days will reveal not just the specifics of these financial strategies, but also how they will resonate with the electorate as the Labour Party prepares for future challenges in governance.